I met with representatives last night, and they asked me for a few things, and I asked them for one thing mainly. The one thing I would ask is if you could dissociate yourself from the right-wing elements that have infiltrated groups, the Jim O'Doherty types, because that does no favours. The direct provision system, as you know, has been with us for 15 years. It started back in the days of Bertie Ahern's government. They admitted it wasn't ideal, and it still isn't. It's not what any of us want, but it's the best solution that anyone has been able to come up with. I don't know what's happening here. I cannot say, as I said at the public meeting, I cannot say with certainty. If I was certain, I'd tell you. If I felt there was a contract signed, or if I felt there was certainty in relation to who was coming here or how many, I'd be upfront and tell you. What I've been told is that there is no contract signed. Who's paying for this work? I don't know. Is there an assumption been made by the owners of this premises? I don't know. They're, from what I'm told, involved in other direct provision sites, so it may very well be. As I said at the meeting, and it might have been heard, I will request a meeting with David Stanton, the Minister, with a delegation made up presumably of some of the people that I met with last night. They've asked me to ask him to pause the tender process or the evaluation system. I will ask him that. I cannot promise, but I will certainly ask that. Regarding the suitability of a site, you know, I would hope that would all be part of any evaluation process if this place is offered. And that includes issues that surround concerns over the sewerage and pollution and everything else that goes with it. There is a file, as others have said, in relation to an authorised development. I know Tom and Seamus have been following that up. Other than that, I agree with what has been said, I suppose, that there is a veil of secrecy around this. There has been in all of these sites. They say that they cannot consult at such time as the contract is signed, and that's because of tenders and confidentiality and all that. Now, I know you have the right to know, and as I said, anything I will know, I will tell you. I will tell through Joe and the group now, or other than that, Keith Finnegan is in regular contact with me. Regarding the meeting last week, and if I came across, I was accused yesterday of lording it over people. That's certainly not my intention. It wasn't an ideal meeting. I was trying to present the facts, the little facts that I had, and trying to explain the process. And the process is there. The process is there. As I said to the group yesterday, the issue of immigrants coming to Europe is only going in one direction. It's increasing. It's growing. There are 6,000 unaccompanied minors in an island off Greece, from Syria and other places, that the European Union will have to take it upon themselves, that Ireland will have to take their share as well. So the Department of Justice and the powers that be, and whoever is in government, will have to face this again, and there's no easy solution to it. People say you can put them in houses. They're the same houses that we haven't got to deal with the homeless situation or to deal with the social housing challenge that we have up and down the country. So, I mean, I'm open to solutions and to bringing back solutions, but the Department of Justice or the powers that be for 15 years haven't come up with an alternative to the direct provision system. We want to end it. It may end at some stage in the future, but there's no easy solution to it.
Sean, sorry.
Was in Galway yesterday, and obviously with what he said, it is going to be a direct provision centre, because why else would he get involved in a private dispute?
Well, he was asked, and I'm sure not because I was in Dublin, but he was asked. He was asked a question by Pat McGrath, I understand it, from Twitter.
Well, like he's asking people to stand back.
Stick back, yeah. He wants the people of Oughterard to step back. He asked the people of Oughterard to step back.
Right, Morgan.
No, I tell you, we're not going back in time now. We're not going back to we're forward. Oughterard is going, like every town is going forward. But if a minister come down to Galway and say, Oughterard, like a little community to step back, like that's powerful, like he's putting like the land of the law.
Stand back and wait for this to happen and then do how we like about it. Is that it, like?
That's
the way town view. Is that the government's view? What's the government's view?
It was his reading yesterday.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said at the meeting, there are 39 of these centres, and there's going to be a need for more. That's all I know. Yeah, I know. And there's going to be a need for more. Now, where they're going to go,
too much to Europe.
Sean, we might set a precedent. Sean, we might set a precedent here, like.
That's what they're worried about.
Oughterard might set a precedent here that this is going to stop. Like, we're not going to put up with this. Like,
that's grand. But which goes back to the question: where are they going to go then?
Well, if you look at that's up to the government.
But that's not our problem.
I know, but
No, let's look at alternatives.
In Europe,
it's the state's problem. That's the problem.
and the state should look after to the defence somewhere, not here in the local town. To the defence should look after it.
Exactly.
Stop.
There's 6,000 people in direct provision. There's 1,400 people in Oughterard. They're planning to put about 250 people in here. Yeah? So if you work out the fair share of the burden, then Oughterard's willing to do more than its fair share of the burden. Like, we're multicultural, we're diverse, we're open to, we like refugees, we want to help refugees. But we're not complaining about that, we're complaining about inhumanity in this system. And also, why are we getting all the refugees? Like, why is this not going in Dorky or Walls Bridge? Because it's next to the politician's house. So they're taking the mickey out of us. It's not going to happen.
Well, I don't have a list of where all I don't have a list of where all the centres are, but I'm sure they're available. I understand there's one in Clontarf, Richard Rutan. Michael Creed there's one down the road from Mallow. There's one in Lisdoonvarna.
What sort of numbers are they putting
I don't know,
into
but
those?
See, this is the whole
in
point.
relation to the population.
I understand here that there's after been figure mentioned of 200. I've heard 300. I wish I could say there's 20. Or I wish I could say there's 10, or I wish I could say that and as soon as I have any information like that, I will let you know. So I mean, right now there's a vacuum, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and in terms of the fair way to treat refugees, the humane way. We'd be happy to work with you on that. Like, we'd be happy to come up with a humane system on the behalf of the whole of Ireland, which is not this. Like, this system has to stop. Like, we agreed that there has to be another system, which is a better solution, and we're happy to work with you to come up with that. But this is not going ahead here.
Well, I mean,
there are plenty unoccupied houses that money could be spent on.
Well, how come they're not coming forward for social housing when we're crying out for them?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's
up to you to approach these.
It's up to the government.
you walk through the town of Oughterard, you see plenty of them.
We have taken people from direct provision. Like, in the last 6 months, we took 2 families into Oughterard that came out of direct provision, and they're living in rented accommodation in Oughterard. So we are already taking refugees from direct provision.
If you divide it up among the population, we probably just have taken the right amount.
Probably, yeah.
Thomas mentioned that.
Yeah, we'd like to make a statement, do even more than our fair share. Like, but this is like, if we took one family of 4, that'd be 33 times our proportionate fair share. Like, if we take 250 people, I've even got a calculator.
Good man, Pat.
It'd be the same as putting 20,000 refugees into the middle of Galway.
Yeah.
Like,
Here.
Yeah, it's totally disproportionate.
Yeah. Well, again, you're assuming what numbers might come, and I cannot say you're wrong, but I cannot say you're right.
Nobody knows.
Well, I know that.
Nobody has a clue.
I'm admitting that.
But hardly don't look 50 your own complaint.
And they're only going to cram them in like cattle.
Well, one is too many to be put into those conditions.
yeah, they're planning.
The numbers actually don't marry. Yes, it's just the whole system is wrong.
Yeah.
You can take
absolutely, and
give them a couple of euro a week and let them sit there.
And our concern is when they are living there and there's nothing to do, young lads on 20 euros getting that, head them off to every town. You'll get what will come out there, the criminality. Basically, you have found another institution. That's an institution, really, same as we had before. Look at all the claims that's come out of the institutions, and that's going to what happened there. There's going to be a lot of claims out there in years to come, and we're going to tax, we're going to pay for it.
We'll step back. Okay, there's 38 or 39 centres or whatever. Let's say they didn't exist, and all these people were still here. What are we doing?
I think we'll have to. Really, the government should have looked at that. They should have went to the defence force. The other people that can manage people and train people. We can't out here. It's left to us that's run there to go up and down towns to go with the like. We'll be our fear for our kids and for our grandkids and that's our fear. What'll come out there? You for a bunch of lads. We've had it in our cities of Dublin, Limerick. What comes out there is drugs and crime, and that'll come out there. Don't worry. And I'm talking straight. That will come out there. Nothing else. Because Sean, when you put a half million together, they're very quickly learning how to get easy money. And nowadays with drugs, it's very simple to get money.
Doesn't matter where they're from.
Yeah, they prey on them.
They do, and I tell you, they'll be up within a week or two. They'll be on the road bringing stuff into the house. I'm very concerned about the kids, not about ourselves. We won't be here, but the kids in 10 years down the road, we've kids going up there, we'll be using that town to go up and down at night, schools, and the criminality comes out. When you've the inner cities of Dublin, you've seen it in Dublin, seen it in Limerick. What we got, we'll get it here.
Yeah, and this,
they're saying at the moment, and this is true, the majority of people going there will be young lads. It'll be all young, lads from 18 to, they should be going straight into an army. They shouldn't be coming here. The army is well equipped to look after them, not us.
Yeah.
And that's the way to go. The government should have went that way. Any young lad today should not be let go on the streets.
If you look at the tender documents, like they can sleep 5 men in a room. So 5 men from all different places around the world that never met before. Like
different religions.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's Dickensian conditions, but the reason it's Dickensian conditions is because that's the maximum amount. That's the way to make the maximum amount of money for the people that own the hotel.
Yes.
Like, it's a money-making racket.
Yes. Well said.
And if you read up Flanagan's, the interview with on the Times yesterday, and read up Catherine the Pones, she's going to said, listen to the people coming in, forget about the people up there. She's really said it. You read, I don't want to pull up on that Facebook now. Pull up that, read to the lines. Even Sean, the last night in the meeting, I could read from that meeting that was a nearly done deal. I'm not joking. It is a nearly done deal. If you read what they've done in Dublin, what they've done all over fast there, you can really see what's happening, and it's going to happen here. It's not concerned about not having schools or not having places. No problem with that. It's we're going to get over there. That's my big worry.
And what they've done, they've run roughsheds over all procedures for like keeping people in humane conditions. Like if you go online and you look up direct provision centres around Ireland, there's 5 people in a room, no running water. They get £18 a week. Like it's not humane conditions to keep a human being in
and the other people here.
Like, we're not accepting that.
Slavery for profit.
And the other question here would be, if they were people that we had sent out from Dublin, our own people, or even from Galway, we do the same thing. We'd be out here the same way, because we don't want a heap of lads together. That forms if our own people wouldn't take it, we wouldn't take 100 in there. And that, we're not racing. We're not anything like that. Even if you send out 100 from Galway with their young lads from 1835, we wouldn't have them here. We demonstrate here the same way.
Yeah.
So we're not.
Doesn't matter where they're from.
We'll take a few families, and I'll be one person. I get a house family in the morning, but I would not take this.
We need to know what you're going to do for us when you go up. Are you
Today,
going to bring our concerns?
He'll represent, no problem.
They're not going in there.
As I said,
we have to have it this morning.
As in what our town is capable of, what our numbers are, what could be the knock-on effect. Our tourism is our biggest thing here, and if you see gangs of lads walking around there, you're just going to drive through. No one's going to stop. No one's going to park their car in the car park. So we need to know what you're going to do when you go up to the Dáil and talk for us. Not for Ireland, for us.
Yeah. Sean, when you're talking to us, take your political cap off. Yeah. Right? This is all about local people's concerns. You can't just walk around here posturing as a politician.
We're your locals.
You're one of us in this town here. And this is all the concerns, real concerns. This is absolutely inhumane. It's going to destroy that town literally in the blink of an eye. This is the centrepiece of Connemara. You represent Connemara. The gateway. I mean, it wasn't called the Gateway of Connemara for nothing. And you know this. You're a rarity, for Christ's sake. Do you want to see how about the people just living around here? Their concerns, their fears. I mean, violence. breeds itself in these places, and that's an absolute fact.
And it's
You check
clear.
out the statistics that's happier. Child trafficking, child prostitution, you name it, the list goes on, and that's just landed right on our doorstep. Right?
You won't accept that.
And don't try to call us trying to call us some kind of fucking using words like morality and all that. The morality lies with you and how you just dismiss the whole community like that.
It's nobody dismissing. I mean, the truth of the matter is the point I've been making. You're asking me to comment on an application that may or may not have gone in. That may or may not.
Well, bullshit now. Come on.
Yeah,
It has gone in. You already said yourself it's more than likely.
More than likely, yeah. I said that.
Okay.
I said that reading between the lines. That has to be evaluated on a range of bases. That may or may not, using figures of 350 or 250 or 20 families, I don't know. So you're asking me to comment on that. I'm talking about the responsibilities when I'm talking to colleagues who are in charge of people coming to this country. I haven't, and ye haven't chosen that Oughterard would be pinpointed. The Department of Justice didn't come out and say Oughterard is a good place for this. If this was presented, it was presented by the owner in a tender process that was called for.
But surely
that's what happened.
obviously,
the type of area that it goes into.
Straight out, right? If you said, "Oh, we don't know," or "We do know," well, obviously, if it was going to be built up as a hotel, surely to God they'd say we're building up a hotel, but they're not. They won't comment. They won't say a word.
I know that.
So what do you think?
I know that.
What they've done, they've got around the planning procedures to make it easy to do this, because then they can force them through easier. So if you want to build a house, if you want to do an extension, if you want to do anything yourself, you have to consult people, you have to put in planning permission, wait for people to say what they think about it. But anyone can march in here and land 300 refugees without asking anyone.
Yes.
Here, the whole town is
That's
objective.
because they fixed the system to enable them to do that.
Correct.
Yes.
And they've actually we don't know whether it's on behalf of the refugee centre or it's on behalf of the government, but there's also been a dirty tricks campaign played against us here, and we've had agent provocateurs from the left and the right trying to create a divide and conquer tactic within the community. We've got like people in the village like going around with tape recorders and their comment, trying to get people to say things out of turn. Like the dirty tricks campaign that's been played against us in the last 2 months is absolutely disgusting. Like, and it's like it's living in a dictatorship. It's like going behind the Iron Curtain. The type of thing that's going on. They're doing everything in their power to treat us like idiots and just force it through.